Earlier this week on Tuesday evening, I got together with some friends and my son-in-law to watch England versus Spain. It turned out to be one of the most intense and nerve-wracking games I've watched in a long time. Thankfully, England pulled through with a 2-1 win, and now, tonight, we're in the final. What struck me most during the match was how every player had a role to play. Defenders held the line, the forwards pressed hard, and everyone's new favourite, Hannah Hampton, stood strong in goal. Substitutes were brought on at key moments to bring fresh energy or to strengthen a certain part of the team. It was a clear example of teamwork in action, of individuals fulfilling their specific roles and a manager bold enough to make tough calls. And when the final whistle blew, there was this incredible unity. Players, coaches, staff and fans all celebrating the victory together. Who wouldn't want to be a part of a team like that? But it got me thinking, teams like that aren't made up only of people on the pitch. Behind the scenes are countless others who contribute in vital but unseen ways. People who may never appear on TV or get a mention in the press. Yet without them, the win wouldn't happen. They give their all, quietly and faithfully, each playing their part. As I reflected on that, I was reminded of a familiar passage in 1 Corinthians 12, where Paul talks about the church as a body made up of many parts. Let me just read it to you now. Now the body is not made up of one part, but of many. If the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not, for that reason, cease to be part of the body. And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not, for that reason, cease to be part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has arranged the parts in the body, every one of them, just as He wants them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be? You see, just as a football team is made up of many roles and positions, so God's community, the church, is made up of many different people with different callings. I've heard many sermons on this passage, and I've probably preached a few myself. It's one I've always loved because it reminds us that we all have a part to play. It also challenges us to recognise the value in every role, not just the high-profile ones. A team made up entirely of strikers wouldn't get very far. And sometimes trouble comes when we try to play a role that we're not suited for. We imagine ourselves as the super sub who scores the winning goal when perhaps we're actually better equipped for a different, quieter, but equally critical role. A good football manager knows to thank the entire team, not just the goal scorer. In the same way, Scripture teaches us that every gift, every personality, every act of service, seen or unseen, matters. Each part is necessary. So I wonder, how do you see yourself? How do you feel about the part that you play? Maybe you're encouraged by past successes, or maybe you carry the weight of failure. Either way, perhaps this is a moment to reflect on the deeper truth that every one of us has something to offer. Even the smallest contribution helps the whole team move forward.